Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jaheeny. So today I'm going to be talking to you about the best skincare for darker skin. So the reason why I'm talking to you about sunscreens today is because it is a great segue from my previous video on how to get rid of hyperpigmentation. And of course, the products in that video will help you to get rid of hyperpigmentation, but you need to know how to prevent it from coming in the first place. So that's why you will need sunscreen. Although you are darker skin and have more melanin, you still need sunscreen to protect yourself from the sun so you don't create more melanocytes. Especially if you are using tretinoin, which is a very strong product. You need to be using sunscreen throughout the day in order to protect your skin from getting an adverse reaction with using the tretinoin. So the first sunscreen I'm going to talk about today is the Banana Boat sunscreen, and I'm going to insert a picture of what it looks like. I have it in my drawer, but I didn't bring them out, so I'm just going to insert a picture. The reason why I love this sunscreen is because it is a chemical sunscreen, which means it is going to be invisible on the skin and won't have a white cast. If you don't know what a chemical sunscreen is, you can Google search it. There are two types of sunscreens. There is chemical and there is minerals. There are mineral sunscreens. And to summarize both of them in just one sentence and a few words, chemical sunscreens are sunscreens that are not as hypoallergenic as mineral sunscreens, and they do go invisible on your skin. Whereas mineral sunscreens are very hypoallergenic, but they do have a white cast. Now that is a very basic definition of what those sunscreens are, but if you want to find out more, you can always go on Google and search it up. With this sunscreen I use on my body. I'm gonna insert clips of what it looks like when I put it on. I will use it because it will give me this glow, because the chemical sunscreens tend to have they tend to be a little greasier and more oily, so I will put it on my body to get a very nice glow on my chest, on my neck, around the décolletage area, and also it dries down clear, which is why I love it so much. The only con that I would say that this sunscreen has, it's if you find it a con, and it might not even be a con for you if you have dry skin, it's the fact that it is greasy, as I mentioned before. So I wouldn't really recommend using this on your face if you are an oily skin person. So this would just make you even more oily, and especially if you're wearing this sunscreen under makeup, I just don't see this working out very well for you. Next up is the Neutrogena Dry Touch sunscreen. I'm also gonna insert a picture of that one. My bottle is literally almost finished. I really love this one. This one is also a chemical sunscreen. However, this sunscreen is drier, like it's made to not be as greasy as other ones, so that's why I love it. And I still sometimes will use it on my face, but because I am kind of sensitive on my face, it will kind of irritate my skin a little bit, especially when I was using the tretinoin. I would try to put that sunscreen on my face and it would kind of be very irritating. So a pro tip right there, if you're gonna be using the tretinoin, I would say get a mineral sunscreen and not a chemical one. So a pro about this sunscreen is that it is very budget friendly. It's only $10, and I believe the Banana Boat is also very budget friendly. I believe it was just $6 to buy. I don't remember where I bought it, but you can always buy it at Publix. Publix always has sales on their skincare. You can buy it at Target or Walmart, I'm sure. So all those places you could probably get that sunscreen. So yes, this sunscreen is affordable. It's dry touch. It will dry down clear. So those are the three pros of having the the Neutrogena Dry Touch Sunscreen. Those are the 3 pros of having the Neutrogena Dry Touch Sunscreen. Last but not least, my favorite sunscreen, the COTS Face Prime and Protect Sunscreen. So this sunscreen I seriously love, you guys. Like, it is the best one. It is literally my favorite sunscreen. So this sunscreen, it has so many benefits. It is a mineral sunscreen, which means that it is hypoallergenic, which benefits me or anyone who has sensitive skin, because the other 2 that I recommended are chemical, so they can sometimes be irritating when you put it, and especially if you're using the tretinoin, you might find the other 2 kind of irritating on your skin if you're going to use it on your face. So I wouldn't really recommend using those 2 on your face while you're using the tretinoin. But this one, it's high in SPF. It has an SPF of 40. It is also tinted, which means when you put it on, it's going to have like a color base on it, but it won't be so drastic that it makes you look ashy, but it will be a little tinted where it's not like white. I use this sunscreen as a primer under my makeup. It gets my skin really matte, really smooth. It makes my pores go flat. It has a really nice blurring effect. Even though it has a matte finish, it does not leave your skin feeling dry. Your skin still feels moisturized after you put it on. So that is a great benefit, because sometimes some matte primers make you feel so dry, and I love using that sunscreen as my primer, even over the one that I paid a lot of money for. This sunscreen is going to be perfect for oily skin. I can still see people with dry skin using this, so I would really love it if you guys would try it out. The only con to this sunscreen, I would say, if it's a con to you, is that it is more pricey than the rest of the sunscreens that I've mentioned. I believe this one comes in at $27, and the tubes that you purchase aren't going to be very big, but I believe it's worth the price. It's worth the money, so I would still recommend you buy it. Out of all 3, I would probably recommend you save up and buy the COTS. It's literally my favorite. But if you need 2, I would say it's up to you. But yes, I love all 3 of them. I have all 3 of them. I will be demoing all 3 of them inside this video. So just to reiterate, if you're gonna be using the tretinoin, you need to use a sunscreen. If you don't, your hyperpigmentation will probably come right back again. So it is very detrimental that you use sunscreen with that product. If you don't want to buy the COTS that I've recommended, I suggest you find one that is less expensive, because you will need a mineral sunscreen. When you're using the tretinoin, if you're gonna put the chemical sunscreen on your face, it's literally going to feel like it's burning. It's gonna feel like that scene from Home Alone where the kid just wipes his name and puts it on his face and he just screams. That's how it's gonna feel. So I would love for you to buy the COTS, but if it's not in your budget, you will still need to buy something mineral, something gentle and hypoallergenic to use on your skin while using the tretinoin. So that's the end of the video, you guys. Write down in the comments which sunscreen that you plan on purchasing, and let me know any other ones that you think are better or they should be on this list. I love these sunscreens, and I know you will too. Bye. I'm saying again. I love these sunscreen